there are still people who make an equation between fascism and socialism, who like to think of them as somehow together having a big role for the government and that's the issue. That's a remarkable act, given that Hitler attacked and destroyed the Soviet Union, given that every fascist has been the enemy of socialists and vice versa for as long as modern history has any records of these two social forces. Yes, they both want the government to step in, but that's where it ends. They want the government to step in for radically different reasons on a different project going to a different future. The fascists want the government to come in and reinforce, stabilize private capitalist profits. And the socialists want the government in to help transform society so it isn't capitalist anymore, so that the number one guide to what gets produced, what gets invested in, isn't profits for a few, but social benefits for the many. The socialists are the ones who make fun of the notion that if you do something for private profit, it'll trickle down and help everybody else. No, it doesn't, they point out, which is why the inequality that we have seen in the last 30 years only worsens the inequality that capitalism already had. And that's why the so-called solution to the instability of capitalism, its periodic downturns punctuated by the collapses and crashes that we've been talking about today, socialists argue that's not a system worth preserving. That's not a system that should be fixed up yet again. It is a refrigerator that has broken down so many times that the only logical and sensible response is to get a new one, to go to a different one, not to keep fixing something that works as badly as this one has now done, and repeatedly. Well then, what can we say about this? Well, the first and most important lesson is fascism is the effort by the richest people in the society, sitting on top of the biggest corporations, to save the system that made them rich after it has gone through a crash, like 1929, like 2008. That's what it's about. Save the system. Get rid of the critics of the system, the left, the socialists, the communists, the critics. Shut them up. Put them in jail. Kill them. Get rid of them. And then deregulate, support, subsidize. Use the power of the government to support a broken economic system. And do it all in the name of the nation, of the identity of the nation. Find people to demonize who threaten the nation and then act out a drama of squelching them. In Germany, it was leftists and Jews. In Italy, it was Southerners versus Northerners, and Gypsies and Jews. In other countries, you invent a good old days mythology, a story of the past when the nation was wonderful and great and super, and we're going to go back there. Make, put in the country, great again. That's a standard play. Hitler called what he was doing the Third Reich because it had a Reich that was the second and a Reich that was the first. That was the good old days of the past of Germany, and he was going to bring it back. Make Germany great again, literally, his slogan. And use whatever supports a nationalism can. If you can identify the nation with religion, go for that. Use religion as a way. We're protecting our religion is we're protecting our nationalism. And we're going to have a powerful government that does that so you can disguise and cover the support for a broken economic system against its critics. And build up the military. Why? Because that, too, is protecting the nation against foreign endangerment of whatever kind you can conjure up. The nationalist hysteria is a mechanism fascism has always used to support its prime function, which is to rescue, reinforce, and stabilize the instability and the social problems of a capitalist system.